Hi, I'm Rebecca Davis. I'm a senior this year, and I am the 5th period biology aide for Dr. Pullman, and I will be showing you guys my axolotls. Here's Neptuna. She's female and about 3 years old, and she's super duper fun. She's a melanoid axolotl. Down here we have Poseidon, who is a leucistic axolotl, and he is male, and we also got him about 3 years ago. Here we have Neptuna doing her little thing, swimming around. You cannot take them out of water, but they are still sometimes fun to hold in the water when your hands are clean. I mentioned that one is a female, one is a male, and turns out they actually have babies. Here are the baby axolotls I've been raising ever since they were tiny, tiny little eggs. They've grown so much, even though they still look so small, and they're doing really well. Also, fun fact, I'm not sure if you can tell, but this one's my favorite because he has a little stumpy tail. Compared to the others, his tail's a lot shorter. I don't think he had any problems. I think it's just a birth defect. I mean, obviously axolotls look cool, but there's actually some really interesting facts about them. They are amphibians, and with the right weather and the right circumstances, they can turn into a salamander. Scientists have actually also been able to turn them into salamanders by adding iodine to them. Axolotls can regenerate any limb they lose. This is common in some reptiles, but especially more so with axolotls. They can lose a foot, they can lose a piece of their spine, and it still grows back. And also, it's crazy, it's been found out that if you detach a limb from one axolotl, it will grow on the other axolotl. For these baby axolotls, how we grew them from eggs to here is we fed them the tiny brine shrimp, which are like sea monkeys if you ever had them growing up. Now they eat tiny little bloodworms, and that's pretty much all there is for them right now until they get a lot bigger. These little guys, on the other hand, eat one worm every 2 days, and it's usually an earthworm. Also, in case you're wondering what they feel kind of like a stingray or a slick piece of paper. So I showed you guys my axolotls and some things about them, and the babies, but I thought I'd talk to you about just axolotls in general, Usually there's like 5 types, and those are 2 different types back there. There's wild type that are like the ones you see naturally that have spots, and there's golden type, which are like all gold, and they're actually really pretty. There's leucistic, like the one you just saw right there that has the pink gills and it's mostly white, and then you have the melanoid one over there that's mostly dark and kind of has purple vibes, Then we also have the albino, and it has red eyes, and it's pretty much all white like the leucistic, except its eyes are like red white, I know they might just seem like small little fish, little creatures, and whatever, but there's actually so much in science that can be learned about them. Like I said, they can regenerate their spine, which is absolutely amazing for any animal to be able to do that. Not to mention the transplanting one limb to another. So much science can be learned from them to use for like human transplants and maybe even other animal transplants. There's also, because of just how they work, there's cancer studies being done on them and research and how that can actually help us. Another thing I talked a second ago about was how they can transform into salamanders, which in itself is absolutely amazing. In the right conditions, or if something's not working out, they have the ability to possibly adapt to become salamanders. So they shed their gills and all that you see, the little 3 things right there, they shed their gills, and they have the ability to breathe outside of water. And they just transform like any other salamander. You wouldn't even know they were axolotls. And I think that is so amazing. In the wild, axolotls are actually extremely endangered. But if you get them captive bred just from a breeder, they would make amazing pets. They prefer cold water, and they are just an easy freshwater tank. So.